All right. So, Sean, thank you for your time. Travis Brown, Horror Movies Uncut, as you see in the background,
Yeah.
the illustrious family. We are St. Louis, born and raised,
Oh,
horror
nice.
movie website. I thought you'd appreciate hearing that.
Hell yeah.
Um, so, we're talking about Appofeniacs, and like a lot of people, I think, are really going to dig into what's going on with this film because of just the state of the world that we're in right now. We see, we have so many people that can go through like the most absurd night of their life in any shape, form, or fashion these days. So I'm curious for you, before we dig into a little bit of your character, is there any time you can recall one night recently that just went haywire from start to finish and nothing illegal?
Nothing
Just
illegal.
did not go
No.
as planned. Do you remember something even being on set that you were just like, I did not think that that was going to go and
Oh
we
my
were going to
God.
make it, but
Well,
God damn it, we made it.
fortunately, I'm getting a little older. I think that with it, if you asked me that question when I was in my late 20s, I would have had far too many nights that went haywire. Um, Not quite Appofeniacs haywire. I don't think anybody wants a night that goes that
Yeah.
high. Um, Oh gosh, I would have to think about it. I think it's whenever, I think karaoke is about as hardcore as I get these days in my
Okay.
in my older age.
Well, what's the go-to? What's the go-to? Everybody's got a karaoke go-to. What's the go-to?
Well, it depends on the crowd.
Oh,
I
okay.
I
Legendary status.
I love singing "Gentle on My Mind" by Glenn Campbell, and
Oh, okay.
it never goes over well with it in a crowd. Everyone's always like, "Oh, '60s folk song, okay." Um,
So, Sean, if we were to explain who Clinto Binto is,
mhm.
this random person on the street, how will we explain who this character is?
Well, he makes high-end costumes and weaponry for cosplayers
Hmm.
who are generally people who are going to conventions, and usually they're in competition
Right.
with one another in cosplay competition. And for people who don't know about the convention circuit and the convention world, like it's big business. It's a real
Mhm.
thing, and there's a lot of people who do that. I think it's one of the things not only that drew me to the script, but that drew the script to me is that I've done well over 100 conventions in my day, and I understand that world pretty well. But Clinto Binto definitely considers himself doesn't just consider himself. He is an artisan.
Mhm.
He's um, a an excellent craftsman, and he makes these great high end realistic pieces of hardware for people who are cosplaying.
When you guys were on the set, was there any conversations about like, did you guys actually go to any? I mean, you've been to them, of course, because you've been at so many conventions and stuff. So these people come up to you, they're asking you, they might be dressed as you, as a
Hmm.
character and something. How was the experience with that for some of the rest of the cast members you were around? Were they as familiar with this world as you were, or was this something that was relatively new to a lot of the people you were working with?
Some are. I know that some of the I believe a couple members of the cast have a little bit of a background in having done some cosplay. I would have to get back to you on that. You
Okay.
can quote me on that. I know that Chris Marrs himself he doesn't do cosplay, but he's a true nerd of the day, and so he knew a little, and he and I have talked about it at length. I've known Chris for a while, and so we've talked about it a lot. But there's plenty of people who have no idea that world
Yeah.
is a thing. Like I'll say that I'm going to do a Comic-Con in some random city, and they're like, they have them there? Like,
Yeah.
oh, they have them everywhere, my
Oh
friend.
yeah. Yeah. And the people definitely show up. So Sean, my next question for you involving Clinto's character is as you get to know what kind of his nuances are in regards to his precision and attention to detail and What are some of the characteristics of you yourself, Sean, that are also found within this character? I mean, it's not like we get the whole entire world of Clinto in this short span of this film, but are there any little small nuances of Sean himself that we can find in this character?
Yeah, I think so. We had played around with the character a little bit, and originally he was a little more flamboyant. He was a little more of a character, and ended up really bringing it a little closer to the vest and a little closer to me. I think that where I really overlap with Clinto is in taking great pride in what I do,
Hmm.
and in doing in my own work in my personal life can often be can often seem silly or weird to I play a human-sized weasel, for crying out loud.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do these things that seem sort of crazy to the outside world, but to me, I take very, very seriously, and I approach it the way that someone who is who really cares about his craft. I do that, and Clinto is certainly like that. I think that he's almost to the point of arrogance. He takes pride in what he does. He's the best,
That's
you know,
what's up.
in his mind, and I can relate to that in some way.
Awesome. Awesome, Sean. Appreciate that being candid. One more question, man. It's great talking to you. Nice to finally meet you. Best of luck in the future. I know you got a couple more projects on deck coming
Yeah.
our way, so looking forward to everything you're in. But with this film with Chris, my last question is what's something that you hope fan and people who see this film get to take away from it with Chris's direction and style of filmmaking? What's something you hope people take away from the film after watching it?
Well, first of all, I just hope people really dig the movie. I think it's a great movie to see with friends and to
Yeah.
talk about, not only enjoy it, but to talk about the issues that it brings up and to really kind of get into it. Because I think the movie does a great job of sort of addressing this idea that we live in a world where increasingly we can't believe our eyes when we see something.
Hmm.
And so I think it brings up issues of people having ownership over their own likeness. What sort of penalties should go down for people who abuse this kind of technology, and also the danger of living in a world where nobody believes what they see,
Yeah.
and and to have safeguards where there are outlets where we can really trust what we're seeing and don't just believe any little thing you see posted on the internet.
That's true. That's so true. But they better believe this interview when it's
Yeah,
posted on the internet. Sean,
this is real.
yeah, man.
One's real, guys.
Of course, brother. Stay tuned for more coming from Appofeniacs. I can't wait for you guys to all watch this film. Just like Sean said, it's so fun to watch. So, Sean, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Best of luck with everything going on in the future, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Thanks a bunch.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you.
Go Cardinals.
Exactly. Bad year for us, but hey, we'll be
No.
back.